Rise and shine, McAllister. Welcome to Harbor Mountain Coffee House at 224 South 3rd Street in McAllister. Come have a cup of joe and a bagel with us and enjoy the show. You're tuned in to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber, live on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, as well as video streaming on YouTube. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, and tomorrow night it's senior night and the regular season finale, with your Buffaloes hosting the Will Rogers Ropers. If you can't make it to the game, you can listen on KNED, the station right here, or you can watch on this YouTube channel if you're watching that way. Now, with all that said, let's welcome the head coach of the McAllister Buffaloes, Forrest Mazey.
Glad to be here. Week 10.
Week 10. It feels like we just started this thing a couple weeks ago. It flies by.
Well,
maybe not.
It flies by to an extent, and then you get to the part where you want it to fly by, and it kind of lingers. But it's worth it.
I gotcha. So it's also starting to finally feel like football weather, isn't it?
Right. You know, it's just this week where, you know, we're trying. This week's the only one that's kind of drug a little bit because you're trying to get to the playoff thought process, and but you got to take care of Rogers first.
That's right. And, Coach, we're going to backtrack a little bit, though, and we're going to look at last week. You got the district clincher against Shawnee. What were your thoughts on the win?
It started a little slow early. I didn't like the first quarter as much as it should have. You know, it didn't play out the way I thought it would in the first quarter. But I thought we traveled a little bit mentally immature, and it showed a little bit, I think, in our focus early. But so we had to mentally refocus a little bit after the first quarter, and we did what we needed to do. So,
like you mentioned, once you get towards the second quarter, things kind of escalated in the last 5 minutes, scoring 20 points in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter. What did you think about your clock management and the execution of the team to really get some separation going there into the second half?
Just locking in a little bit. The kids locked in a little bit more and did what we needed to do. And instead of being frustrated, we did what we were coached to do, and things got done.
And also QB1, Trent Boatwright, was 4 of his first 10, but then he finished strong 7 out of his last 9. What did you think about his way that he, made adjustments and finished strong?
Well, yeah, I think he did a good job. You know, anytime I put a lot of pressure on him. Coach May puts a lot of pressure on him to be what we need him to be, and he's going to have to be that guy going forward, you know, in the playoffs for us to make a run. I thought he did a good job.
Now, you haven't had to punt a lot this year, but you've got a couple of really good ones that can get the job done. And you had Caden Lesnow, I think it was his first couple of punts this last week. What led to the decision to have Lesnow boot some away?
Bass actually got his foot stepped on like the first play.
Really?
Yeah, and it kind of hurt. You know, he was having a little bit of time to get the feeling back in the foot. And we, like I said, got 2 capable punters that do a good job, and then they were able to get it done.
And speaking of which, we saw Leighton kind of let go with the left arm a little bit to get the first down.
Don't even get me started on that because he ain't hit that play. He has not hit that in practice yet. He thinks he's QB1. He always says, he goes, let me throw that pass, and then he throws a great ball in the game. So, and that's all that matters is do you get it done in the game? You know, I tried to say just like the jump pass with McCarty. We missed that 10 times out of 10 in practice, or it's a bad ball. So it's just one of the things where the kids do it enough, they can execute in the game. Leighton did a great job.
Now, that wrapped up the district title for you guys, but like you said in the postgame show, the job's not finished, right?
Right. I mean, that's just it's a small goal to the major goal. You know, ultimately, you want to win a state championship, and that's the goal. That's the prize. That's what we all start for. And you know, winning the district's a nice thing going forward. Don't get me wrong, but you can win a state championship without winning a district championship too. So I mean, it's just like I said, it's a step. It's a nice step. It's another plaque for the wall, another stencil for the sign out front, and. But our goal is still attainable, or the big goal is still attainable, and that's what we want to go forward with.
And our final 2 questions: who was the lineman of the week this week?
The lineman of the week was Cade Himmerling. Yeah, he did great out the best, and we moved him a little bit right pregame. You know, we just made the decision to pull Avion out a little bit, let him rest. And Cade, you know, moved him from guard to tackle, which he's played tackle before, but it took him a little bit to adjust, but did a good job.
And as for Scout Team Player of the Week?
We had a few this week. We had Scout Team Player of the Week was Marcus Hetty and Oversure for us. And who was the one for the defensive? Was it? Oh, it was the two quarterbacks, Braden Phillips and Braden Bumpus. Because they had to be. We were worried about number 2 a little bit playing quarterback, and so they did a good job of maneuvering around and doing that for us.
Yes, sir. And with that, we'll sneak aside for our first time out. This is Coffee with the Coach inside of Harbor Mountain Coffee House. We'll be back with player interviews after a quick word from our sponsors.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards, and it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships. So, thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve, because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as the Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAllister area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAllister area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAllister. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
Harbor Mountain is a great stop for breakfast or lunch. They serve made-to-order sandwiches, salads or wraps, plus frappes, smoothies, espresso, milkshakes, and really good coffee. They also have wireless internet service. Harbor Mountain Coffee House, 3rd and Wyandotte, McAllister. Open 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Saturdays. Or visit us 7 days a week at Harbor Mountain To Go in Tandytown, or see us inside McAllister Regional Hospital and at our newest location at 418 B South Georgia Knight Expressway. For those on radio, that was your Buffalo drive of the game from last week's 54-20 win over the Shawnee Wolves. Coming in the fourth quarter, it covered 69 yards in 5 minutes and 37 seconds. It was 13 plays long. The Buffs overcame a 2nd and 27, 2 third downs, and a 4th down on the way to a 22-yard touchdown shovel pass, really, from senior Trent Boatwright to sophomore Eli Chapman. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister. This year's show is brought to you by Dobson Fiber, Dougherty Pharmacy, and Bank First. And we now welcome to the show a couple of Buffalo players, Cody Boatman and Ethan Watkins. So welcome to the show, guys.
What's up?
So we do a little bit of a icebreaker because this is both y'all's first time on the show. So kind of ease the nerves a little bit. If you had to pick one, Velcro sneakers or light-up shoes? I got to know, if you're going to be rocking with one down the halls of MHS, which one you're rocking with?
Probably Velcro.
Velcro. Really?
I'm not going to bring attention to myself with light-up shoes.
No light-up shoes. How about you, Ethan?
I would definitely wear the light-up shoes.
Light-up shoes?
Yeah, definitely.
So you want all the attention?
Yeah, because, like, when you roll up and you just stomp your feet and then your shoes start to light up, you get everybody going.
Now, you know what I would have said? I would have went outside the box. I would have went with Heelys.
The Heelys?
We got in trouble for Heelys back when we were freshmen, and the Heelys have been gone for a little bit, and then we found some, like in some closet, I don't know, some like storage room, and we started wearing Heelys around school, and they had to ban them again. So like they banned them early, and then they banned them again.
I don't think anyone wears those anymore.
No, they don't.
They were a thing.
But no one wears Velcro or light-up shoes in high school anymore either, though.
Back in 5th and 6th grade, they were a thing, and a lot of kids got in trouble for that.
Yeah, we all got in trouble for it. So the only thing I've ever done, like I guess left-handed or left-footed, was ride my Heelys. Let's go to more focusing on you guys in football. We'll start with Cody since he's right here next to me. When did you start getting into football? What made you want to play?
I started playing back in 6th grade. I played flag football in 4th grade, took a break in 5th and then started playing tackle in 6th. But my dad really got me into it because we'd always sit on the couch and watch Saturday day football, watching OU. So
Yep. That's, I think, how most people here in Oklahoma got raised up on football. How about you, Ethan?
I think mine started in 3rd grade. I mean, I've never really been a fan of watching sports. It's kind of like a little boring to me. I like to do it. And we actually, I think it started more on our baseball team that started in 2nd grade. And then school came around, and they put together a team. And I just wanted to try it out. And it was really fun.
So 3rd grade on ever since?
Yeah, we thought we were better back then than we were. I mean, like, we were good.
Yeah.
Our record didn't really show it.
I thought you were about to say, no, we thought that we could like make one-hand catches. And
our 6th grade team was not that good because when I was in 6th grade, they had it split up between a gold and a black team. And gold team, I think we only won 1 game.
So this is for McAllister, correct?
Yes.
Okay, see, back when I was getting started, I mean, I watched football like you guys did, but I never got to actually play until I was, tackle until I was in 6th grade, and that was Boys and Girls Club ball. Play for the Colts.
I don't know if ours was Boys and Girls Club or not. I don't remember, but yeah, they had it split between 2 teams, and I was on gold team. We only won like 1 game.
Yeah. Well, now looking back on all your years, you're now a senior. What are some of your plans after graduation, Cody?
Plan on going to OU, studying pre-med, and then hopefully go to med school and become an anesthesiologist.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. Ethan, you got to play a little bit of varsity last year, but you've gotten a little bit more of the workload this year. What did you really work on in the offseason to kind of up your game and get ready for your sophomore year?
Well, I'm mainly really like focused on defense because that was one of my weak points, and being less scared, less timid, and just more in tune and in focus with the game.
So do you think having a couple of snaps at the freshman year kind of helped ease the nerves a little bit going into sophomore year?
A lot more. Like you can tell in our Shawnee game, I'm scared to run the ball last year.
Coach Mazey's over here. If you're listening on radio, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and I get nervous before every game until probably the first snap. Then the nerves start to chill, and it gets a lot easier, a lot more fun.
Right. So this goes back to a question for both of y'all. What are some of y'all's hobbies outside of football?
I'm mainly, I'll sit in my room and draw, or I'll play any kind of video game that I feel like playing at the time. I have a whole bunch of games on my PlayStation, so I'll play whatever, but normally I'll sit and draw, or sometimes I'll read.
So if you're going to go with the top video game, which one's your favorite one? That's a tough one, too.
Yeah, probably Overwatch.
All right. How about you, Ethan?
I like to go in the gym a little bit more after practice, and like to play video games. I ain't gonna lie.
What's yours then?
My favorite game?
Yeah, your favorite game.
That's hard.
See, I put Cody on the spot, but he was quick.
I don't really have a favorite. I just have games that I like to play.
All right. And let's go to our second to last one. Do either of you guys have any weird superstitions? Some athletes have superstitions. I was wanting to know if you guys had any.
I don't think I really have one.
Okay.
I really don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't think I have one either.
All right. Good. Because I played baseball, and for years we had tons of guys that had superstitions. So Coach Mazey will know one. Don't step on the line. And he says he would mark his cleats in it back when he was playing.
That's like an unwritten rule, though.
Yeah. It's not even a superstition.
That's
it's like
not
a
really
rule.
a superstition anymore. That's a rule now.
And here's our last one. And our last one's always a fun one. Would you rather send a Snapchat to the wrong person or like an Instagram post from way back on someone's profile?
Definitely send the snaps to the wrong person.
I'd rather send this out to the wrong person.
There you go, because you don't want to get caught creeping on anybody's
That's really weird.
That's
at
just
that point.
weird.
Yeah, so there you go. Thank you guys, and good luck against the Ropers tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are Buffalo's Ethan Watkins and Cody Boatman. You're tuned into Coffee with the Coach. Don't go anywhere. We'll speak on Will Rogers next. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KNED.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards. And it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships. So, thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve. Because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as The Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAllister area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAllister area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAllister. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dougherty Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, at Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister, live alongside McAllister Buffalo head coach Forrest Mazey. Tomorrow night, the Buffaloes host the Will Rogers Ropers in the final game of the regular season. McAllister is undefeated in the series going back to 2004. Only 4 games, though, 4 wins to no losses. Coach Mazey, it's time for Guess That Play.
All right.
This one, I don't know if you got.
Calm down. I got this.
All right. It says, it's September 7th, 2018, so maybe the fans don't expect what I'm about to tell you here. I gave you a little bit of a heads up. Maybe it's a little bit cheating, but who cares? It's here in McAllister. You're coaching the Poto Pirates against the Buffaloes.
Okay.
Poto is leading 14-7. There is 3:19 left to go in the first quarter, and the Pirates have the ball on the Poto 48-yard line. Right hash. Moving left to right, 3rd down and 3.
Okay, it's 3rd down and 3. We're going to one back power to the right side. We go underneath Kobe, then he cuts back left, goes down the left sideline for a touchdown.
You're coaching Poto.
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and let's look at it right here.
Because Kobe Squires was the outside linebacker because I gave him heck about this play. I remember it.
All right, let's go ahead and let's look at the play.
I'm almost 100% positive.
If you're on YouTube.
No, this is guaranteed. It's money.
So you got Francis on the right side.
One back power to the right. Yep. Underneath Kobe Squires,
there you
touchdown,
go. So, if he breaks forward, cuts out
all the way to the left sideline, yep.
I try to make to see if you're going to change
I
up
remember
your guess.
stuff, man.
You do. You got yourself. Redeemed yourself this week, and you're back to being in the plus column.
All right.
So there you go.
For some reason, I thought that play might come up where it was going to be buck sweep the other way, and he scores on buck sweep. But I remember a lot of those plays.
Well, see, that one was more in the middle of the field. I was thinking maybe. Because if I'm guessing inside the 20-yard line, I feel like it's easier.
I think it's tougher.
Really?
I think it's tougher.
Once you're inside the 20?
Yeah, because you might have a conglomerate of plays. There's maybe some more
trickeration,
more intricate stuff, or you might get 2 or 3 plays. You might have to get down to the 1 or 2 and get in with a different play. So, I don't know. It's when you break the long ones, I think but I just gave you a cheat sheet too.
Yeah, you did.
Outstanding.
So stick to only inside the red zone from here on out.
It's going to be bad.
So with tomorrow being senior night, Steve asks, what do you remember most from your senior high school season?
Losing the district championship to Dewar America. I threw 4 interceptions, and my dad let me know about it after the game. Just a tough game, and just remember losing the district championship. And, not a good game by me.
Yeah, we always remember the bad games.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. It happens sometimes. You don't play well, and we get outplayed and we get outcoached.
I remember back when I was in high school, junior high, anytime we used to have this light pole down the end of our street. Anytime I'd strike out or anytime I committed error, that's one light pole down and back.
Yep.
And it helped you out. It made you better, I feel like. Looking at the Will Rogers Ropers, they're sitting at 4-5 this season, but they've won more games this year than they have in the last 5 combined. What do you think about the Ropers here in 2021?
Man, I love their quarterback. I think he's a great athlete and a great player. I think he throws it better. And he reminds me a lot, to me, he reminds me a lot of Josh Jacobs as far as, when he played my last year at Poto. My first year at Poto was Josh Jacobs' senior season at McLean. And it reminds me a lot of him. Throws the ball way, way better. I think they just did it with Josh to get the ball in his hands every snap. Very impressive player. He's got some real weapons around him. There's a couple really big receivers that are really solid. Can go get the football, good range. They struggle a little bit defensively. So I don't know what they're going to bring to the table. I don't know. Do they go, for the last hurrah for them and them seniors, or do they, have to travel and want to get to basketball season? There's a double-edged sword on that because you don't know what you're going to get.
Right.
You get a team that's dangerous athletically as anybody we played. I think that, to me, I thought they were the 4th best team going into about midway point through the district. I thought they were the 4th best team after seeing some film on them. They take Hilldale, who's going to be a 4A playoff team, to 7 points.
That's what I think put people on notice when it came to Will
right,
Rogers.
And they did some things, and then I really thought they might beat Shawnee, and then they faltered in that game, and then like I said, they faltered. They were up 28-7 on Edison, and 3 turnovers later, one was a pick six. They've got so many weapons. They're scary. You just don't know what they're going to do Friday night. Are they going to be the scary team, or are they going to be the team that get beat by Shawnee? There's 2 different, tells the tape with that crew.
Right. And see, one thing I wanted to kind of ask about, based on what you've seen, because they bring a lot of the same players from last year. They just get a little bit more experience. And they're pretty much the same starters, too. But what are some of the improvements that you've seen from Will Rogers that have helped turn things around?
I tell you what they did, I think, in the summer. They did a bunch of 7-on-7 stuff in the summer that I think is translated to this year. Beat Jinx, beat some teams like that in 7-on-7. And if you can take a team like Rogers and do some stuff like that, it's a confidence builder. Whether it be false confidence or real confidence, the confidence is better than none.
That's right.
You'll get teams that'll play better than what they are because they have false confidence, and that's okay sometimes. Sometimes you have to build a false confidence before you have real confidence. And so they did some things and beat some teams that they probably, might not have should have, and because of the work they put in. Now, I didn't see any other Tulsa public schools over there at that 7-on-7 tournament, but I saw Rogers. Kudos to that coaching staff. I think Coach Childers is doing a good job. He's doing it right. He's, getting the kids out. He has good numbers. He's youthful enough to keep doing that. And he's doing a good job, and his staff's doing a good job, and they do it for the right reasons.
So you were mentioning this, or this was back in the first break that you mentioned this, but it is the final game before the playoffs.
Yeah.
It is going towards the final week of the year tomorrow. Other than a win, what are some things that you're wanting to see from your guys tomorrow?
I want to see some maturity, mental maturity by younger guys on the sidelines, being in tune to the game. I talked to them about, when the defense is out there and, there's pass. I'd like to hear the whole sideline yell pass, and then the ball's in the air, you hear ball. Just the mental maturity of knowing and being in tune to the game that's going on in front of you.
All right, that is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on KNED, the KNED app, and also video streaming online at McAllisterRadio.com on the YouTube tab. Pre-game show is at 6:25. We're going to take a break. Coming up next from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister, we'll have one final break with head coach Forrest Mazey reading some of your questions. Don't go anywhere. You're on KNED.
Bank First has earned the #1 spot in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards, and it's our customers who voted us there. We are proud of our customer relationships, so thank you to our loyal customers. Loyal to Oklahoma and you isn't just a slogan, it's our pledge to every community we serve, because they are our communities too. Visit us and we'll show you why Bank First is the #1 bank in McAllister. Bank First, loyal to McAllister and you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Bank First, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber. Before we dive into some fan questions, let's look ahead at our broadcast schedule this week. Tomorrow night, the Buffs host Will Rogers, the final game of the regular season. Catch the game on this station, KNED. Kickoff at 7, pregame show at 6:25 with the Buffalo pregame show brought to you by First Family Federal Credit Union. Then in college football, we only have 2 games with OU being on bye, both at 2:30. Oklahoma State travels to play West Virginia. Pregame show set to begin at 12:30 on Rock 105.1. And the Tulsa Golden Hurricane have the chance to send shockwaves through college football if they can pull off the upset when they travel to play the undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats. Pre-game show begins at 1:30 on KTMC AM 1400 and 96.7 FM. Now, with all that said, we have head coach Forrest Mazey with our final segment this morning where we read off your fan questions. If you ever have one, DM us on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/McAllister Radio. So, Coach, we're going to get started with this one, and this one's coming from Coach Burgess. Not really a question, but he asked for your thoughts on the quarterback challenge between you, Coach May, and Coach Cricket yesterday after practice.
Man, it was settled, and I am the winner. Game over. I'm just telling you, I told those guys they would have been my backup had I been a Buff, and I proved that yesterday. And I just want you to know it felt good winning.
What brought it up? Is that what brought it up? You guys talking about that?
We always talk about who would be whose backup, and the coaches set it up, and the 2 quarterbacks judged, and obviously I came out victorious, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, what was the challenge?
There was a sprint out throw on a comeback. Then we had to hit a crossbar from the 30. We had to drop it in the bucket from the 10, and then the tiebreaker was we got to the 30 and dropped it in the bucket, and I was closest at the end. It was all tied 1-1-1. And then obviously had to show off the arm strength and get it close to the bucket. It was great stuff.
Do you think you have a little bit of an advantage throwing to some of the receivers in the pregame?
I think Brady actually got a better warm up. He threw some 7-on-7 against our defense, but he looked really rusty. I saw the throws, and I decided right then I was probably going to win.
There you go. This is a question from last week. Jared asks, "What is the worst Halloween candy?"
Oh, candy corn. Good Lord.
Thank you.
Candy corn and the nasty pumpkins. You know the little.
Yes, I do.
Pure no.
Yeah.
Why do they even make that stuff?
I agree. If you say trick or treat, they hand that to you. Just say, "Oh no, thank you."
You know one underrated candy. You know the old orange and black, just the old. The peanut. It's peanut butter taffy, and I never took the time to appreciate it. Now I'm older. I love that stuff. It's so good.
Peanut butter taffy. Julie asks, if you were to switch jobs with any person on Earth, who would it be?
Ooh, president.
President?
I don't want to be the president.
Who would be your VP?
Ooh, Trent Boatwright.
There you go.
He's a very good PR guy.
Matt asks, we have the For the Herd golf tournament each year. Who is the best golfer on the team, staff, or player?
Oh, I'm so bad at golf. I would have to say, if I was a betting man, I would say maybe Brady.
This is a new one.
Or probably Brady or Burgess, but I would probably put my money on Brady. Seems like he probably hit the ball a little further.
Brady. This is a new one. We got
service dog.
Service dog and
somebody's service dog in
Harbor Mountain. All right, it's something new every day. And Andrew asks, what bus ride that you have made as a player or coach was the most miserable?
Man, to me, if I was going to take the worst bus ride, it was to A&M Kingsville in college. And we drove down. I mean, we had to stay the night in Corpus Christi and stuff, but that drive was brutal. Mm-hmm. Either that or a district game in Pratt, Kansas, where we drove to Ulysses, which was like 3.3 hours in one way.
Jeez.
Luckily we had drivers, and we had charter buses. But, I mean, it's just anytime you're driving that far,
Well, that's one of the reasons why I've found that question kind of interesting is because with the redistricting, there's some team in 4A that I feel like is driving all the way to the west, like almost towards the Panhandle.
3A. It's 3A. Metro Christian going to Kingfisher and Anadarko's district.
Jeez.
Yeah, they were not thinking on that deal. They said balance of power. Wow.
That's rough. What time would you have to leave to get there for pregame?
Earlier than administration would want you to. I promise you that.
That's probably right. All right, Coach. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just senior night. I'm excited to watch these young men go out, for senior night and go from there, and then open up the playoffs. It's just getting to that time where it's you get to the point where you win or pack it in, and I don't care if you survive in advance or dominate in advance. Just the main one is advancing.
Yep, and that's what you were mentioning earlier. You had the district title, but it doesn't matter going forward. Everyone's
Doesn't matter.
0-0.
Everybody's 0-0, and just like a couple years ago, we were, I was a fourth-place team and played Wagner, who had that big streak, and we took them to overtime and should have won. And that was the fourth place versus the first place, and they had, nobody expected that, and that can happen to anybody on any given night if you're not ready to play.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time, and good luck tomorrow against Will Rogers.
Thanks, brother.
All right, this has been Brandon Green with Coach Forrest Mazey. Until next week from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAllister, don't